Hello, comic book community. This is Comic Book Man coming with another video. On today's video, I was going to start a series about error comic books. I know on my past videos, I went through some of my error comic books. It's kind of fast and all this, but I want to do an update and actually, I got some new ones since then, but I'll probably be going through some of the same ones that I went through before. But I'm going to take my time and do a five part series. I believe didn't miscount. I have about 53 error comic books. Really, I got more, but I think about three of them is going to probably go on my signature CGC signature series sketch covers. So they have errors on them, but they're going to go on that side. So I guess you can say for this video, we'll say 53 error comic books. It's going to be a five-part series. You know, it'll be a couple of them be 10 comic books I'll go over, and the last three parts will be 11 comic books I go over, but it'll be a total of 53. But anyway, we're going to start it off, but I'm going to come up with many more videos. Like I said, I'm going to come up with double cover videos with many parts. I got on the double covers, I got a couple of, triple covers. But on collecting error comic books, they can be valuable, because these high, like Amazing Spider-Man 1s and Amazing Fantasy 15 and X-Men 1 and Giant Size X-Men 1, the Incredible Hulk 1, they're so expensive. But it seems like people are catching on some of these error comics, but they're very rare. They error comic book that's sold on eBay, which I didn't bid on. It was a Justice League and a Marvel 2-in-1. I can't remember what numbers they were, but you had the Justice League cover on the outside, and I think it was Marvel 2-in-1 in the middle. I mean, the cover was Justice League, and the middle was Marvel 2-in-1. But anyway, somebody is pretty famous. Somebody's had a comic book as a 7.5. It's been on for sale for a long time. It's on eBay, and it's been on the internet. When you do a search, that he went over $1 million for it. But the comic book that was on eBay that is sold was the same comic book, but it's a 4.0, the same problem, same mistake, and it sold for like $300 or $400. But I have a comic book that is a DC comic book, and it has like more than one Marvel comic book pages from different stories combined with a DC cover on top of it. And I don't ain't gonna say they're worth $1 million, but I believe the one that I have, the comic book that I have, is more rare than those. I think there's only like 4 or 5 on census on that DC and Marvel combined one. But the one I have is, I think I have the only one. But you talking about multiple pages from different titles of Marvel with a DC, cover. But I love, like I said before on some of my previous videos, I love the green labels when they have an error on them, because you can actually kind of trace how many there are on the census. Sometimes, you might just have an error with somebody. You might have a green, what you call qualified label, with somebody's got an autograph that wasn't verified by CGC, or you might have somebody putting a cover that didn't belong, or you might have somebody clipping something out that makes it incomplete. But most of the time, you can track it better when it's a green label, because a lot of times they'll put a blue label on it, and it's kind of hard to keep up with how many there are. But anyway, like I said, I'll be doing double covers. I'm doing the series, 5-part series of error comics. And this is part 1, of course. And then I'll be doing Spider-Verse books. I'll make some challenges to people in the future about can you show me your Spider-Verse books? Can you show me your Venom books? Like your Amazing Spider-Man 252, your Secret Wars 8. You know, all your, I need your carnage when he started. Do you have that? Let's see what else. Anyway, I'll be bringing any kind of content I can think of, but just y'all have any ideas. But I'm gonna hashtag and see if anybody can make it go forward. But anyway, after all this mumbling around for 5 minutes, let's go ahead and I'm gonna show you my first. This will be a total of 10 that I'm gonna show today. And this is a Eternal Warrior 1, and it's the gold variant edition. This is the one that this is the one that the letters are raised, and I don't know if I think they kind of call this an error too, but I think this might not be considered an error, then it might be. But I got the one that they actually consider an error too. It's the one that's what you call the flat version. This is Eternal Warriors 1. It's made by Valiant, and it was August 92 is when it was published. But anyway, this is called the Gold Edition. You see, if you look real close, I don't know if you can make it out, but if you look real close, the letters are raised on Warrior. Okay, so there's not many of these printed out, I don't guess. I mean, this ain't what you call real rare error, but there's not a whole lot of them. But I mean, like I said, but here's the one, but it's only 9.0, but this is the flat error. They call it the flat error. You see, these are blue labels, which, like I said, I'd rather have a green label, but anyway, it's flat when it says Warrior. Anyway, it's a 9.0. So, like I said, that's, you know, it's kind of rare. I don't know how many's on the census, but, you know, that's, I want to say maybe there's like less than 1,000, maybe, you know, and but it is an error, and I do have some that's more than others, and I do have some there's not very many of. And you see, here's my next comic book I'm gonna go over. It's a Mini Ghost of Dr. Graves, number 63. It's a 9.2 grade, white pages, and it was published by Charlton Comics, February 1978. It's manufactured with the interior wraps inverted to reverse order. So, inserted in reverse order, excuse me. So it seemed like by hearing that explanation, it seemed like the comic book has got everything in the wrong order. You know, like the last pages are first and the first pages are last. That's what I get out of that. But anyway, and you see it's a blue label. So let me show it to you. It's a blue label. It's white pages. And it's a glare. Man, I'm not sure what a glare. Let's see if I can do it. There we go. That might help. Anyway, it's a blue label. But I would consider this rare. I hadn't seen any more on eBay. I'm not saying there's not many of them. There can't be many of these out there, I believe. And if they were, you know, people might have sent them back to be destroyed. But anyway, that's a rare error, I think. I don't know how many's out there, but it's a blue label, so it's kind of hard to tell. But anyway, I thought that's an interesting comic book. All right. My next comic, I'll take this one out of the bag. It's a Silver Surfer, Volume 3, number 50. You know, the full issue with the full cover on it. The full. Anyway, this is a second printing, and it's error. I'll show you what the error is, and I'll explain it to you. If I can get this out of this plastic bag, and we'll be good. Man, I'd like to get out of the bag so we can see it better. I think I'm gonna get it. There we go. Tape that one come off. All right, you can see this better. It is an old case. You know, the old cases are It's not the old one with the the little the oldest ones, but this is the ones when it says white pages or whatever, it'll be listed right here. But anyway, the thing about this error is the foil on Silver Surfer is completely gone, and the foil is completely gone on the little surfer figure right there. It's not there. And on the letters, the foil is gone. And it's completely, it's not really, I'd say all the foil is gone on this one. It's a 9.0. It's a qualified label, which I like that. And there's different degrees on this. You might have you can look on Go Collect. Not Go Collect, but you can look on, what do you call that? Recalled Comics, I think is what you call the site. And you can go on it, and it tells you rare, super rare. It has all kinds of things on there. But it'll tell you, it shows you the different versions. And you got some that's got like the foils kind of side beside the Silver Surfer. It looks like two Silver Surfers. You got some with the foil that's barely off register, and you got something like mine. I think this one's a little more rarer because the foil's completely gone all the way. But I thought this was cool right here. There's not many of these out here, I guarantee you. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm talking about on this type. I know there's a lot of foil errors. But with this being really basically without no foil on it at all, I'd say this one's, I'd say there's probably not no more than 50 of these type right here. So I think this is very rare. So it don't cost a fortune for these either. Like I said, people are catching on these error comics, and people are starting to notice them. But this is a very, very rare. So, all right, let's see what we got next. That was our fourth comic book. Let's go to our fifth one. This is a cool one. This is similar to what I talked about earlier. This is similar to what I talked about with that Marvel team up with Justice League. I think that's what it is. I mean, but it's a DC anyway, with a Marvel 2-in-1 in it. But this one is actually Archie, little Archie, and it's a 9.4 green label. And this is Archie. This is published by Archie Publications. This is Little Archie, number 178. And what's weird about this one? And it being a high grade, and it's published in October 1982. And it's a newsstand on the cover. I'll just turn around and quit doing my talking. But anyway, this is manufactured with the interior of X-Men Annual 6. So you got two different publications like you did with that other one. They wanted $1 million for 7.5, and then one it sold on eBay was I think a 4.5 that sold for $300. And you got a 9.4 right here with two different publications too. And it's in white pages and in great shape, green label. Little Archie with X-Men Annual 6 inside, and the cover is Little Archie. Little Archie 178. I thought this was very cool. This is very rare. I hadn't seen any more like this. And I'm not saying there's not any more of these, but I believe, as far as I know, there might be some out there nobody's graded or found yet. But as far as I know, I have the only one. It might not be true, but I believe I do. And I thought this was very cool. That was my fifth comic book. I thought that was very interesting. I got some more in the future. There's no particular order. I don't keep these in any kind of order. I just keep them in one section. Okay. That was number 5 on the list. This is number 6. Like I said, the numbers doesn't matter. It's just keeping up with how many I'm showing. This is number 6 for the day. And this is a Ninjak number 1. It says green label, which I like I said, it's easy to keep up with. It's a 9.6. And I don't think there's very many. I guess I should have done better research. I mean, I guess I could go back and look, but this is a partial chromium on the cover. It's the shiny cover. Kind of looks like, it really shines and, smooth and shines and reflects. Kind of like mirrors. I mean, this is qualified. That's a 9.6 white pages. Ninjak number 1. It's manufactured with partial chromium. And this is not as noticeable as some of them, so I know some of them's a little more that you can see through, but you got to look real close, and you ain't gonna be able to see it with this camera. But the foil is you can kind of see through here, but it's kind of hard the way the camera is. It's gonna be hard. I got to do something better with this light, and I apologize. Let me see if I can get it a little better. Anyway, it's partial, and you can see through the pages, but it's not going to show up on here. But anyway, it's not as bad to some degree as some of them, but there's not many of these, even including this one out there. So this is kind of rare. I'd probably say if there's 100, I'd be surprised. So there's not many of these either. And so, like I said, you need to be looking at some of these. You can get some of these pretty reasonable price. I might not have even paid $50 for that. I don't remember. But anyway, that was my 6th one for today. And here's my 7th one that we're gonna do. See if I can take this tape off of here. See what we got here. That's weird. Excuse me for talking to myself. Now, how is this thing taped down? I'm sorry, I'm not prepared. Some of these are sealed, and how do I get this thing up? Oh, I just put it down here. Okay, they got it tied on the bottom. I got you. Oh, okay. This is such a weird way they got this thing taped together. That's so weird. Dang. That's really weird. Sorry about this. Dang. Dang, I don't want you to get in this one. Good Lord. Sorry, people. That's so strange. I didn't get in it from here. That is so strange how they got this combo. Never seen anything like that before. Well, here we go. All right. Sorry about all that time opening this stupid bag up, and I know my video's going longer than I want it to. Okay. This is a Fantastic Four. This is the number 7, on the list today. Fantastic Four 348. This is White Pages 9.0, which it don't have the green label, which, like I said, it's kind of hard to keep up with how many of these are. And this got Spider-Man, Hulk, and Ghost Rider appearance. This is manufactured with the interior inserted twice. And it says the first 8 wraps are Siamese. So you got double the story. In other words, you got double the story inside's been inserted twice, basically, with the cover over. So you got like 2 comic books in one, but you really don't. We just got one cover though, for the same interior twice. But your first 8 wraps are Siamese. And I remember when I was collecting them when I was younger, I got a lot of comic books that when they didn't cut the pages right. You kind of got to watch out. Let me show you before I start rambling on again. I'm sorry. Anyway, this is it. But this ain't really helping. But anyway, that's pretty cool. But a lot of people are saying, Siamese. What I look for on error comic books, pages that are not cut right or pages that are cut off center and all that, I don't consider that anything to look at. When they got like when you're supposed to, when your black's not on the cover, on the ink inside or on the cover, and it just shows blue and the black's gone. That's something I think collectible. When you got your pages, your interior turned upside down or in the wrong order, or if you got a wrap from another comic book and from another comic book put in there with that comic book and it's missing a wrap, but it's got a wrap to replace the one missing from another comic book that's in there. That's rare, is the way I look at it. When you have a a full cover, or if you have a what you call it, yeah, a full cover. It's got like a square, and it's supposed to have a full cover. It's like a photograph full cover. Don't cover the whole cover up, and it's just blank. I consider that rare. And if you have a full cover that's turned upside down, I consider that rare. But we'll get into that. But when CGC makes a mistake on a label and puts the wrong label on there, or puts the wrong date, that's a CGC mistake. That's not an error comic book, and people are trying to pass it off. And hey, I got an error CGC label. So what? I got a set of 3 comics that the CGC put the labels on the wrong ones. I mean, they're a series, and the serial numbers are one after another. So I got the set, so I ain't gonna worry about sending it back. But they kind of mixed up the comics up on their labels, but I got them together. So I mean, that's not anything, So you got to watch out on these people. Or if you got like I said, the interior, or somebody that said there's an error there. Oh, there's a little spot here. No, you need something that's gonna stand out. You need something that's gonna stand out like a Silver Surfer, the foil messed up, or a cover, like a double interior cover, like a little Archie when you got X-Men Annual 6 and a little Archie cover on top. 2 different publishing companies combined, two different comic book companies that are mixed together. That is something rare. But anyway, all my rambling. Here you go. Here's my 8 comic book I'm going to discuss. And since we talked about full covers, like a photo square cover, like a little portrait cover, full edition. Now this is not as rare. I sent a few of these on eBay. There's not a lot of these graded, but I sent a few loose ones graded. So maybe there might be more that people just haven't sent in. I'm gonna say it's probably less than 100 of these anyway, but still, it's not as rare as I thought it was. But still, you don't see many of these out here. This is 9.6, white pages, green label, qualified. It's Torek the Dinosaur Hunter, #1. It was published in it's Valiant, and it's published July of '93, and it's manufactured without the chrome. And like I said, it's Torek the Dinosaur Hunter. But look, it's like a little photo square, but it's missing the dinosaur. It's missing the cover. It's completely gone. It's not even on there. So there's not many of these out here, but it's not as rare. But like I said, a little Archie and this Fantastic Four I just showed you, I think are very rare. But I thought that was very interesting. Okay. And when I was going over these, I forgot to mention, this is number 9. I'll just show you. It's World War. It's part of. It's from the pages of the New 52 BC. It's an 8.0. It's a green qualified, and it's World War III, number 3. World War III, number 3, and this is some rarities too. I don't know how many there's out here. I don't think there's too many like this, but this is very rare. I don't come across these a lot. You can tell they're rare when you don't come across a lot of these. But the Todd McFarlane Chrome Edition, or the which are not anything wrong with it. The Spider-Man 1, the chromium cover. There's not a whole lot out there. The newsstand, Walmart, Gold Edition, second print. There's not many out there. And then you had the Platinum Spider-Man 1, Todd McFarlane. There's not many of those out there. They're not errors, but there's like thousands. But when you get an error comp, like this, some of these ain't not even 100. Some of them, like I said, I believe I got some to only 1. It's very rare, like I said. The thing about rare comics, you got to find somebody that likes that hobby, and I think they can go anywhere between somebody that probably says, I don't want it, and wouldn't even give you $10 for it, that somebody that sees the rarity of it and might even give you thousands for it. You got to know. But what I like, I hate it in a way, and in a way I am happy. But people are catching on now, so it's going to help the value of the ones I got. But now I'm getting where it's getting hard to afford any of these things now because they're getting more valuable. But when I started collecting, you can get them real cheap, but not anymore. But anyway, this is World War III, New 52, number 3. But the problem with this one, it's 8.0 white pages. The problem with this one is it's manufactured with the interior of World War I. So, World War III Part 1, I'm sorry. And this, or number 1, and this is World War III, number 3. So it's got the inside of World War III, number 1, or the cover of number 3. But that is a rarity right there. That is very rare, but it's the same publishing, but that is, you don't see that very often. But it's an 8.0, green pages. Like I said, I can't really figure out why they give it an 8.0. I mean, it actually presents very well. I don't understand that. Anyway, here's what it looks like. Like I said, you ain't gonna be able to tell about the interior because it's graded. But I do have about 2 or 3 I'm gonna show in the future that are not graded that you can actually see. But this is it, white pages, and that's pretty interesting. The wrong cover. I mean the wrong interior for the cover. That is very rare. Okay, number 10. I'll promise some other videos I'll try to speed it up, but you know it's kind of rambling on, but I'm trying to explain things. But anyway, this is the 10th one for today. This is a 9.8. This is published by, let's see, does it even say the publishing company? Oh yeah, Absolute Comics Group, 2021. It says, and it's I'll Make Boys Cry, number 2. And it's a 9.8 white pages, but it's qualified, which I like, green, because it's easy to kind of tell. And it's manufactured with I'll Make Boys Cry interior number 1. It's kind of like that World War III part number 3 manufactured with number 1. This is number 2. I'll Make Boys Cry with the interior of I'll Make Boys Cry number 1. That is very interesting. That's a sketch cover too, but I mean, that is very cool. 9.8. Okay, that is all the comic books I have for today. I'll be going through the other 43. I got 4 more parts, and this video is nearly 30 minutes long. I'm sorry, I kind of try to explain myself a lot on these, but anyway, I will see you hopefully. I don't. It'll be probably this week. I don't know when. Maybe a couple days from now. Maybe tomorrow. I will be putting out the next video pretty soon. I promise. And we'll do 11 through 20 on the next video. But I thank you, and like I said, I would like to make a challenge, or I like to tag. Comic book geek collector. I like to tag dang it, who else? Bry's Comics. And my mind's going blank. I like to tag who else? Just make a challenge to people to carry this on. I like to make a challenge. Just show me if you have any era comic books and what they are. I'll be interested in seeing what you think. Let's just pass it on. Your top, if you don't have 53 like I do, just show what you have. Make an era comic book video and see what you have anyway. Well, I thank you for your time, and Comic Book Man, I'm signing out. Enjoy those comics, and until next time, please, if you like my video, put a like and subscribe. That'll help the channel out. But you have a good day. Thank you.